Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Qubit Network Nonprofit Spotlight. Today I'm very lucky to be with Mary Ann and Mark Neiner from Planting Possibilities. And Mary Ann is the president,
yes,
and Mark is the executive director.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about, or tell our viewers and myself a little bit about Planting Possibilities.
Okay, our mission is to provide job skill training and help find jobs for adults with autism and other developmental disabilities here in Lake County, Indiana.
Okay.
And we kind of are specific to Lake County.
Yep.
We found that other places with even lesser populations have more services than we have here for populations of adults with disabilities who are able to and want to work out in the community, but just need some extra TLC to get there. And we don't have that here in Lake County. We have 500,000 people.
Right.
Yeah, we do have it, but we have 500,000 people, and
right.
we need more of it.
Need more of it. Yeah, there are. But there's waiting lists. Every available thing has waiting lists, and
right.
so.
Yeah, and you were showing me earlier. You've really tied this in with horticulture, and maybe explain a little bit about that. The idea of planting possibilities is kind of cool. The name, right?
Well, Mary Ann always liked flowers and horticulture, and it's task oriented. Everything, the planting the seeds, you're doing a tray of 200 seeds,
right.
And then you're transplanting them, and then you're putting them in the greenhouse, and then maybe you transplant them again.
Right.
So there's a lot of handwork that teaches people. There's labeling. I tell you, every year we get the labels wrong on some of the stuff.
Right.
So that's always a challenge, is to make sure you get labeling because you can't tell a tomato plant apart.
Yeah.
Until it fruits.
Yeah.
So that's part of our goal. We grow them in here, we grow them under lights. And again, horticulture is because it's task oriented. You don't earn a lot of money from vegetables.
Right.
More from probably flowers. And we're starting to move a little bit in that direction too, as more of a flower type of products.
But the goal is to teach. It's not really to, have a production. It's more educational.
Right. You were sharing some of your success stories, and we were talking a little bit. I have some of the disability, and you were talking about your some of the disability, and how sometimes when they finish school, high school, you go through school, and there's all these services surrounding, and then you get done, and it's just a lot of those kind of get pulled away from those kids, right? And so this is a way to maybe give those young adults, right? They're not kids anymore, right? But to give those young adults the kind of a little bit of extra help, right, that they need to go out and be productive in society.
Right, and there are so many, even though they might have a disability, that are very capable to working out in the community, but they really just need extra little help to get there, and that's difficult to find.
Yeah. You know what I found in today's world is that there's so many people that don't want to work.
I
and then
didn't want to bring that up.
You have these kids, like I've seen in my own life, that they just want to work, right?
Right.
So it's a weird kind of crossroad.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Well, the discovery process through the Indiana Vocational Rehabilitation System is a discovery process. So you want to learn them as much about the person, their goals, their likes, and what their interests and what their abilities are. And you try to tailor things to that, but not everybody in the world can work with animals.
Right.
And that's a big, we hear that a lot.
Everyone wants to work with animals. Well, there's not that many jobs with animals.
So, call 368, please.
That's all right. We are in an active school for everyone watching, so that's all good.
So we that's the thing. You go through the process with everybody, and then you try to get them. Say, well, everybody wants to stock too. Well, do you want to work shift work? Do you want to work midnights? Well, that's when the grocery stores restock, is at midnight, when other people they're not bumping into people in the aisles, right?
Yep.
So, well, I didn't think of that. And well, then if you stock, you have to work the cash register. In Dollar General, the lady doesn't just stand at a cash register. She's restocking everything. She does everything. So you have to kind of get their goals in line with the realities.
Well, I think it's a great thing what you're doing. I've experienced it firsthand in my own life, and it's very rewarding work too. When you do have those success stories, you shared a couple with your son being one of them, right? It's just so rewarding. So if people wanted to help your organization, right? What would be what would that look like?
Well, there's different ways. We are kind of in a we call it capital campaign.
Okay.
Our goal, we are housed here on a campus of a residential facility for young folks, but we want to build our own job training center where we can reach more people out in the community. And so we have a plan. We were looking for 15 acres of land to build our own job training center.
We would always keep this program here, though, too.
Yes, yes.
Sure.
We found a population here that really needs something.
Right.
Yeah.
I love working here.
Yeah,
too, so.
yeah, we'd keep this and then build another facility where we could involve more people.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's capital intensive, and we've been fundraising for quite a while to do that. So capital is important. If you want a barn named after you or something,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
we'll
Right.
name our barn after you.
A barn. I almost said a bar.
A bar? Oh no, we can't. No bars.
Well, if the price is
Barn.
right, maybe that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, but what we're looking at building is kind of a mini version of what we have here: horticulture-based, agriculture-based, some small farm type facility. Okay, and then so capital is always good. We have a board of directors that we welcome those who are interested in helping us go forward, developer type people or financial people who have some kind of expertise, who are also philosophically invested in what we're doing.
Sure.
We love people's input and know-how. That's important too. And your time, so we covered time, treasure, and talent. There you go. And we have our program here. It's once a week. We have volunteers here that come in and help Mark. We have a class of, 2 classes of 8 or 10 kids or so, and our volunteers come. We almost need almost a one-on-one almost. Or
It works better that way because some of the younger kids are just so distractible. It's good to have somebody with them.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're here in Lake, I'm sorry.
We have volunteers here through Companion. There's some extensive background checks, so you have to get the Indiana State Police background checks, and there's fingerprinting too.
Right.
And the TB
Because we're
test
working
every
with
year.
a vulnerable
TB test.
population.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're in an educational setting, so the TB tests every year. So there's some maintenance to do as you go along.
So there's an option for people to give financially,
Yes.
right? And then also to give their time, right? So the time, talent, treasure,
Yes.
right? We talk about. So, okay. And so if people wanted to learn more about planning possibilities, do you have a website?
We have a
or
website.
Facebook, or-
Yes, we have a website, planningpossibilities.org.
Okay.
We have a little 3-minute video you can watch on our website that tells you a little more about us, and a description of our vision, which is to build our own job skill training center, and you can see that on our website, a picture of what we envision and a description of everything that's entailed in that. And a phone number is there if you want to call us.
There's also a drop down for services through the
Yes.
state of Indiana.
Yes.
Family
Okay.
and Social Services Administration, Bureau of Developmental and Disabilities Service,
Yep.
Vocational Rehab. But under that drop down, there's how to apply, and you can do it online now. You haven't been able to before. But we have a lot of people come for voc rehab services that their kids aren't on the waiver, and we didn't need it or whatever the excuse is, but there's $17,000 there you're leaving on the table if you don't go for those services.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's real important.
And
A lot
that
of
can pay for some transportation,
Yes.
for jobs,
Yes.
things like that you're going to possibly need.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll mention that in our on the notes.
Okay.
We'll put that website in there.
Okay,
And, just thanks.
And we're on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Planning Possibility?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
On Instagram, I think.
Twitter too, I think.
Twitter.
Yeah.
All right.
Our IT person has us all over the
Instagram,
place. Yeah.
I'll have to have my wife or kids point me in the right direction.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for your time, and more importantly, thanks for what you do. It's just great and humbling to spend a little bit of time with you guys.
It's a labor of love.
Really appreciate it.
It's a labor of
Thanks for
love.
sharing and listening to us.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, everyone.